What's up, guys? I've had a few people coming into my streams asking me to do an updated Fortnite Keybinds and Settings video, so here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have any questions, comment them down below. Okay, let's get right into it. So I used full screen at 1920 1080 by 16:9 ratio. VSync is off, 240 Hz. I have a 240 Hz monitor. Performance, I play on low graphics. On performance mode. My brightness at the moment is 115%. I'm kind of exploring since the new chapter 5 has come out, and at the moment I'm using Titanop 5. My 3D resolution, obviously 100%. View distance and everything is on low. I need to experience with having view distance on medium or far for this season, and FPS is on, and yeah, this is just off. My audio settings doesn't really matter, you just do whatever floats your boat, pretty much. So I just quickly scroll through these. Settings, I am actually EU. I was just lastly playing on NA East, so need to switch that back to Europe. Language, obviously I have toggle sprint on, auto open doors on. This is very good for especially playing builds. Loads of players have it on. If you don't have it on, you're kind of throwing. Mantle, hold to jump, and hurdle activation, I just press jump at the moment. Need experience with this. If it's hold forwards, I think that's going to sabotage you a little bit in game. I also use hold to swap pickup. A lot of people always ask me how I switch my weapons without going into my inventory sometimes when I have free slots. It's because I have hold to swap pickup on. Toggle targeting off, mark danger when targeting on. And I'm just going to scroll through the rest of these. Reset building choice on. Obviously turbo building on. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. I have edit on, auto confirm edits. Yeah, that's just what I prefer. And these other settings are a bit boring. So yeah, let's just scroll through those. Reticle damage on feedback. This is all obviously just preference at these settings that you have. Whatever floats your boat. I don't having like tons of numbers appear on my screen because I feel like it hides where some of the enemies are. I want it to be less numbers just to add it up. And yeah, I have this scale size 96. Could probably do with putting this down, to be honest. HUD scale 82%. Show spectator count, blah, blah, blah. And then these all on. Map and backpack keys, I have it off because I don't really need that. Latency stats off. Quest progress off. And yeah, that's those settings. For my mouse and keyboard sensitivity, I have X-axis sensitivity on X and Y on 6.1%. I recently lowered it from 9.5. So now I'm a low sense player. On 800 DPI, by the way. Targeting, sense 33.3, and scope the same. Building sensitivity, I also have it at 120%. I think it's preference whether you want this to be increased or not, but because I play on low sensitivity, I just got to increase my building sensitivity a slight little bit, otherwise I'm flicking my arm all around my mouse pad. Ignore controller input off. Lock input method as mouse. I have this on because I use a keyboard joystick, and if I have this off, then it switches from showing that I'm playing keyboard and mouse to controller all the time, and that just bugs your entire game. So if you do use a keyboard joystick, make sure you have this setting on, otherwise your game's just going to be hard bugging. And yeah, these are just strafe angle. This is really important for this season, actually, chapter 5, because they've kind of scuffed the movement a little bit. So this is what I've seen on Twitter from Coach Boop and everybody saying that this is the best. Diagonal angle is 60, strafe angle 71, and backwards diagonal angle 135. Just helps you move in a little bit. It makes it a little bit quicker. And yeah, but you obviously feel free to adjust this to your preferences. My keybinds now, so I don't have any of my movement keybinds bound because I use my joystick, so it automatically does it thinking that my input is controller for these. The only other settings that I do change on controller settings is A, which, where is it, is my reload keybind. So on my joystick, that's this button. When I click this, it reloads. But otherwise, everything else is on my keyboard and mouse controls here. So jump is 0, sprint is G, auto run control. I'm just going to scroll through some of these so you guys can have a look at them. Obviously, fire and shoot is the same. my use keybind, my second use keybind, so I have it as H, but I also have it as scroll to pick up, scroll upwards. But I change this when I'm playing builds. So for zero build, I have scroll up to pick up items as well. So I have scroll will pick up when I'm playing zero build. But when I'm playing builds, I actually change it to be my building edit. So I have scroll will reset for my edits. But anyway, feel free to look at all of these. These are my weapon slots. Bit random. And my wall and stairs on my mouse. Roof, T, floor, I. So yeah, my keybinds are always very optimal, apart from the fact that I don't have scroll wheel pickup when I am playing builds. I just have it for zero build. But scroll wheel to reset your edits is very important. Obviously for when you're playing builds. There's my map and other keybinds that you obviously need. I spread them out a little bit further away from my hands. And bear in mind, I do use my keyboard upside down so that the spacebar is not in the way. That's why my keybinds look very, very weird to most people. I'm just going to quickly scroll through the rest of these because these are not crazy important, but just so you guys can still have a look if you needed to. Just pause the video. Yeah, and then we just get back down to my creative. Keybinds are just like full scuffed, so don't worry too much about that. Okay, and lastly, my NVIDIA settings. So you just right-click NVIDIA control panel. And first thing, you want to see that this logo looks really rough around the edges. If it looks smooth, then you have some adjusting to do to increase your performance. So you use the Manage 3D Settings, Image Settings, and then click Take Me Here, which literally just takes you down. And then copy all of these settings. They should be named somewhat similar for you. So I'm just going to scroll through slowly. So just pause the video when needed. Pretty much all of these things just make it so it's maximum performance. And yeah, pretty much that's about it. Resolution, make sure your hertz is obviously the highest hertz that you can do. For your monitor and refresh rate. I didn't realize this for quite a while when I first got a PC, and I was playing on 120 hertz the entire time, and suddenly increased it to 240 and became a lot better at the game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. My color settings, I've also increased this slightly. I've adjusted my digital vibrance up to 75% just to make the game look more colorful for myself and my viewers. But that's just full preference for you. It can also just help your in-game settings, helping see enemies, etc. So just have a little dabble with this. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it helped you out. And if you have any questions, comment them down below.
That one day you get some and you wake up with your problems solved. Yeah.